Hey guys, we're out here at the Ware House. Super excited project. This is one near and dear to my heart. We bought this thing back in January. There was a current structure on the property. We tore it down. Everybody said I was crazy, which hell, I might be. But yeah, tore it down, decided to go forward with my first new build ever here in the city of Greenville. And very exciting. We are building a 6-bedroom, 6-bath, 5,300 square foot home. It's going to be crazy. I can't give away too much right now, but it will be quite special. So just kind of wanted to walk around with you guys and just share the vision of where we're going with this project. Like I said, it's gonna be a pretty big house. We are right downtown. So of course we're standing in the front of the house. We're gonna have driveway on the right side. And the vision here, it's not just to do, you know, your typical build, right? The thought process at every stage is absolute perfection. Well, what does that mean? Things like the crawl space, right? Like we're actually gonna do an encapsulated crawl space. We're gonna be doing spray foam. We'll be using the zip system for our sheeting. Things that, you know, your traditional builders don't do. And the thought process of all of this is not just, hey, get the product out there. We're still moving quickly, but again, perfection is the forefront. Because again, buyers appreciate when you go above and beyond and spend the extra, you know, couple grand to do whatever you're doing, buyers see it at the end. So stay tuned, it's gonna be quite special. So yeah, so as we walk along our driveway side, you can see there was actually, guys, a little bit of an encroachment situation. This is our property line, this white line right here. And thank God we have really good neighbors. They were very understandable about the situation. And we will be actually, at the same time we redo our driveway, they will be doing their driveway, and it'll be very, very nice and come out clean, not that awkward shared driveway situation going on. So as you see, we're in the foundation stage of everything going down. The foundation actually will be completed tomorrow. And the guys are just rolling, right? So after the foundation's done, the framing package will be delivered and they will start. The framing will take about 4 weeks. From there, we'll go into rough-in, which is electrical, plumbing, mechanicals for the HVAC. We'll get a roof on, and that's really when things start to just roll, right? We get inside, all the mechanicals are done, we get drywall done, and just roll. From there, from start to finish, this thing's gonna be about a 6-month build time, so very, very aggressive for this size home. As we approach the rear of the property, this is sort of, again, our driveway's coming down this side. All this dirt, of course, is just backfill dirt, but the driveway will continue, and we hit our 2-car garage. And what's really cool about the way we're you know, building and planning and thinking ahead, I want to highlight something on this side of the garage. We put in this EV conduit. We're going to be putting 4 EV chargers in this property. We're going to have 2 located in the garage itself, and then we're going to do 2 on the exterior of the property. So this pipe, this conduit, it's important that we had the brick mason actually, you know, bust up the brick and put it in now, because afterwards the electrician would have to actually run this conduit on the outside of the property, which is not as clean looking, right? Again, back to the idea of everything done and perfection is the forefront. So we've got a conduit in, we've got more conduit over there for other chargers. And again, just thinking ahead, there's so much to think about that people just miss, right? And it's just the little things. And that is how we think about it. So I wanted to highlight something regarding our crawl space, because we're doing it a little bit elevated from the traditional way of doing crawl spaces here in the South. So starting with our entry, this is the only point of entry of the crawl space, which is sort of traditional, but we made it a 46-inch wide opening door. And another thing we did is, you might notice around the entire crawl space, there are no vents. There are no exterior vents. And no, they're not gonna come back later and actually cut those out. That was intentional. Because we are doing what's called an encapsulated crawl space. What does that mean? Well, traditionally here in the South, when you do a crawl space, you actually put down 4mm poly for the barrier so the moisture doesn't get it through the ground to your wood and rot out your joists, right? Well, that works, but it's just not the best way to do it because you're so open to like the elements from the vents and pests and bugs and you know, all those critters that you don't want getting in your house eventually will get in your house. So what we're doing with this encapsulated crawl space is we're actually going to use a 9mm, which again, not to get too technical here, it's basically 9mm poly is a barrier. So we're going to be doing a 9mm poly. The guys are obviously wrapping up the foundation here. Once they backfill, the guys will come in, put down the polyurethane, it'll go up the walls and fully actually encapsulate the crawl space. And then when the floor system's in, they will actually come in and spray foam the entire floor system to where it is, I'm talking sealed, right? So it'll be nice and clean in here, they'll clean it up, and the entire crawl space will be sealed. This actually exterior door will be spray foamed, and we'll be putting in a dehumidifier in the crawl space. So again, when the buyer or whomever 20, 30 years from now comes and looks on the crawl space, it's nice and clean, there's no moisture, there's no pests, and the house stays airtight, keeping the outside out and the inside in, which is the right way to do it. Every little thing, that's what I want to really highlight, is every little thing is just done above and beyond, not just a standard. Because again, standard and doing things that are just good enough isn't good enough when great is expected, right? And that's what we're going for. We're going for greatness, we're going for perfection. Why? Because it can be perfect, so why would we not do it?